This is Paul Kelly for ASBR Boxing. We're on site here in the gym with Conor Quinn. Conor, it's been a while since we last spoke. How are things?
Yeah, great mate. Everything's going well. Obviously a big fight on the horizon, so we're just training away and keeping it going.
You mentioned a big fight there, but nothing really happened in your career at all. Nothing not like a big signing or anything, or a big fight co-headlining at the SSE Arena. You must be buzzing with that.
Yeah, absolutely delighted. Obviously getting to sign with Queensberry and Frank Warren, that was a dream come true. And whenever I signed, I sort of says like I would love to fight in Belfast by the end of the year. And here we are now, first fight and co-headlining in the SSE Arena. So I couldn't ask for any more.
Before we come on to the fight itself, kind of talk to me a little bit about that whole signing and the Frank Warren and Queensberry. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of these big Queensberry cards and matchroom cards now inside. Obviously, that's maybe a bit further down the line, but what was your kind of reaction when you heard that Frank Warren wanted to sign you?
Yeah, I was buzzing. Obviously Mark would always be working in the background. He was talking to a couple of different promoters, and for me, it was always Queensberry that I would have wanted to sign with. I think, from what I've seen of them, they seem to be the best at bringing fighters from starting point to the top of the tree, and I think for me that's exactly what I wanted. Obviously I've got a big name now around Belfast and Ireland, but I'm still only young and only really fresh into the pro game, so I wanted to go with a promoter that's going to be able to build you the right way, get you the right attraction, and then get you to the top of your division. And I feel that's what Queensberry can do, so whenever they were interested, that was the one I wanted to sign with.
And do you think this is the perfect move at the perfect stage of your career?
Yeah, definitely. I think it is. Like I says, obviously Queensberry's they're putting on the biggest shows in the world at the moment, and not only that, they're prepared to give me opportunities and prepared to invest in me, obviously, by coming back to Belfast straight away. So it just shows that everything that they've been promising and everything that I've been asking for, they're delivering. So yeah, it's definitely perfect for me.
I want to touch on Anthony Cacace. I'm sure you've talked about it a load of times, and I'm sure you're probably not sick and tired of talking about it. He might be with all of the interviews and stuff that he's having to do nowadays, but what was that kind of like for you? A fellow West Belfast man, obviously a fellow Queensberry fighter now as well. How did you see that? And did he have a part at all to play in you signing for Queensberry?
Yeah, listen, it was amazing. Obviously, like you said, a fellow West Belfast man going out and winning the IBF world title. It's unbelievable, and then makes it even more sweeter that he's a Queensberry fighter and he took it off a matchroom fighter too. So it's amazing to see, and obviously for the likes of myself on the way up, especially being signed to Queensberry, it's just going to bring me more opportunities and bring more attraction and eyes to Belfast boxing. So I was absolutely buzzing for him. I don't think Cacace had a part of me signing with Queensberry, but I'm sure obviously there's some links there because they'll be looking at the fighters that they already have in Belfast at the top level, and then obviously they want to invest more in the guys on the way up. So I think it was more Carl Frampton was talking to Queensberry about myself, and they were going back and forth, but the likes of Anto and everyone else in the stable doing well only reflects highly on me.
What is it like having those people, kind of backing you in your corner, the likes of Anthony Cacace, Carl Frampton, as you mentioned? That must be a buzz, really. Yeah,
it's amazing. Obviously you grow up watching these guys, and it seems like they're a world away from you, and then now they're sort of chatting with promoters and getting on the mark and stuff about getting me different deals and different signings. So it's you can only be grateful, and it feels a bit surreal when you talk about it, but that's the beauty of boxing. Everyone's on their own path, their own journey, and even the guys at the very, very top of the sport, they've been in my position before, so they're willing to help the likes of myself out, and hopefully when I get to the top I can do that with other fighters.
Mentioned there, the other big news aside from the Queensberry signing is the fact that you're co-headlining here on June 28th with Pierce O'Leary at the SSE Arena in Belfast. Don't even really need to mention the names that have headlined there in the past. We all know from Belfast the likes of Frampton and Mick Condon more recently as well. Don't even want to mention everybody else, but your name now is going to be in the history books of that. That must be some feeling.
Yeah, listen, it's absolutely amazing. Obviously the SSE Arena is the home of boxing in Ireland for me personally. Growing up as a kid, going to watch all the big shows there, and I drive past the arena every single day, and just to be able to say that you're co-headlining there now, it's absolutely amazing. Even just seeing on the advertisements for the SSE Arena on the What's On and stuff like that, and it's my face there, my picture. It's absolutely amazing, and I just can't wait to get in there now and experience the buzz of it and get the fight week buzz and walk out with everyone sort of there to support you. It's going to be unbelievable.
Two questions coming up now. You're up against 11-0 Conor Kelsall for the vacant Commonwealth title. Obviously you've won the Commonwealth silver title before, now the full Commonwealth title. One, how do you kind of feel about that opponent? Do you know much about him? Was he a name that was kind of on your radar, being the English champion and all of that? And second off, a massive opportunity for you. Prestigious belt. How does that kind of feel as well, fighting for that?
Yeah, listen, it's a great opponent, a great fighter, undefeated English champion. So I have sort of had a look in the around my weight division in the UK, and I think he was ranked one below me on BoxRec. So it sort of would have expected this fight to come, especially on a big show like this. So I haven't watched too much of him, but I know he's a good fighter and he's a real good opponent. But I think that's what I need, because listen, if you're going to co-headline in the SSE Arena, you can't be going out and knocking over some guy that's just coming to lose. Or you want to be in a good fight, and you want to be in a fight that's going to bring out the best of me. And I think that's exactly what this fight will do. And like you say, there, prestigious belt, one of the major titles, and one of the belts that I was after when I turned pro. So I'm absolutely delighted. It'll be just even more sweet now when I get the win and you're walking out with that belt.
Putting the belt aside for a second, opportunity-wise, obviously this will be your first fight officially as a Queensberry fighter. But with that obviously comes the TV, the TNT Sports, massive views. Obviously, I'd say you're fairly well known in Belfast and Ireland, but a chance to really make your mark on all over the UK and show them who Conor Quinn really is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's all about. Obviously you're getting the box live on TNT Sports, and you're not going to be one of the first or second fights on, or you're the co-main event. So it's an amazing opportunity for me to go out and showcase my skill to all the sort of boxing fans around the world, not just here in Ireland, and doing so against another good opponent. Like I said, that's the best way to do it. So I can't wait now to sort of soak it all up and just get that feel of the buzz around everyone watching it and stuff like that. And I love getting out of the ring, and you're sort of seeing everyone that's been watching your fights on TV, and not just the people in the arena. And I think it's just going to be an absolute amazing experience for myself, getting out and getting the win and getting the belt, and then getting the exposure on top of that.
A lot of people see the Commonwealth belt as kind of the first of the, if you call it the traditional route, so to speak. We've seen fighters do it many times. The Commonwealth title, then the British, the European, world. Is that a route that appeals to you? Is that a route that ideally you would want to go down?
Yeah, definitely. That was always the route that I wanted to go down. Obviously, I'm licensed with the British Boxing Board of Control, so I can't box for the BUI Irish title, just with the issues and stuff that I was having with my medical back then. I needed to go with the British Boxing Board of Control, and that was always the route then that I wanted to take. I want to win Commonwealth, British, EBU and world titles. Obviously it's easier said than done. Some of them belts can be wrapped up in the flyweight division because there's not as many fighters around. Some people get them belts. It's hard to sort of get the opportunity to fight for them. But here we are, I've got the opportunity to fight for the Commonwealth now, and this is the first step on that journey.
I believe the last flyweight Commonwealth champion we had was 25 years or so ago. Was it Damien Kelly? So a chance to make history for yourself on June 28th as well.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? Like you say, as you just mentioned Damien Kelly winning the belt 25 years ago. So if I win this belt in 25 years' time, you'll be mentioning my name. So that's what it's all about for me. Obviously, people see the boxing life and they think it's all glitz and glamour, and you're getting loads of money and well looked after and stuff like that. And obviously, with the big promoters behind people and fighting and major world title fights and all, they are well paid and stuff like that. But for me personally, it's more about leaving a wee bit of a legacy and building a wee bit of history here in Belfast, and for myself and my family to look back on in years to come. And this is the first step in doing that.
Do you feel like now you're obviously competing in the flyweight division, and historically in boxing it's more so the heavier weights that have gotten the most exposure, the heavyweights especially, we all know that, but do you feel like in recent years, kind of from a fan's perspective, obviously, and an insight from a fighter, do you feel like the flyweight division's kind of maybe come on in recent years? I mentioned like Sonny Edwards, everyone knows who he is, just the way he talks on social media and whatever. Do you think all of that's kind of good exposure for your division as well?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously in the recent years the flyweight divisions became one of the most popular. I know they've been putting on some of the best fights. Obviously you've had Chocolatito fighting Estrada, you've had Jesse Rodriguez come in and's been a breath of fresh air, and you've had Sonny Edwards who's been in all the big fights and won all the major belts. So I think especially in the UK, the likes of Sonny and stuff like that, it's just bringing eyes to the flyweight division, and the likes of myself on the way up can only really be thankful for that, because that's the beauty of social media and media and all now. Obviously, it's not just the big guys getting the exposure. People are getting a bit of an insight to certain fighters, and it doesn't matter what weight division they are. If they like them, they get behind them, and if they're in the best fights, they're going to watch them. That's exactly what the flyweight division's all about, in my opinion, fighting the best. And because there's not that many of us around, there's no point in trying to waste time fighting this guy and that guy, and no one really knows who they are. Just the best, you fight the best, and that's what's been happening recently, and it's amazing.
You mentioned at the start, obviously, the fact that we've seen a lot of Queensberry and Matchroom cards again, and we've seen that 5v5 is brilliant. I'm sure you're buzzing with the 5-0 win. How does it sound to feature on one of those in the future? Is that something that you would love to do?
Definitely, 100%. I think I said in another interview there the other day, someone asked me about it, and I was saying, in years to come, people's going to look back on them events, and it's going to be a piece of history. And like I said, that's what I want to do in the sport. I want to create history, I want to create legacy, and to be involved in one of them shows would be absolutely unbelievable. And I think, obviously, I boxed as an amateur for 15 years, and the majority of that you were away boxing for Ireland, you were on the Irish boxing team, and it was a team. You were supporting each other, and you were bringing each other on. And then when you turn pro, obviously everything becomes more personal, and it's more of a selfish sport. It's all about you. So the fact that they're doing them 5v5s now, I think it's brilliant. Every now and then they bring that sort of team feel back into the sport, and you're not only fighting for yourself, you're fighting for everyone else, especially when there's a $3 million prize bonus. So you're fighting, and if you win, your team's getting $3 million. You're going to go and put that wee bit extra in, aren't you?
Absolutely. And just back to yourself finally, Conor, looking ahead of June 28th, what can fans expect from Conor Quinn on fight night, and why should everyone tune in that maybe doesn't know who you are? Why should they tune in and watch you fight?
Yeah, just expect excitement. Obviously, like I said, it's two undefeated fighters going up against each other. I'm 100% confident that I'm going to get the win, but I know it's going to be a great fight, and it's going to be worth every penny if anyone comes and spends some money to watch it, and anyone that can't come, get it on TV. It's going to be amazing.
Brilliant, Conor. Well, listen, thanks very much for your time at the gym here. I know you're just about to start training, so I'll not hold you back any longer. Thanks very much for speaking to ASBR Boxing.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.